What's going on, guys? Welcome back. I hope everybody's having a great day. All right, guys, last video we did Sol 2633 and we looked at the pan, okay? Really interesting stuff in that pan, right? No doubt. And I said there might be a second part to that. Well, we do have a second part. This time, though, we're going to go 8 days later than that. So we're going to be looking at 2641. Now, I'm going to show you guys some discrepancies that just doesn't make sense. So even if some of the people that come to the channel are like, I think he's just seeing rocks, this, that, and the other. Okay, that's fine. Let me show you, even if you don't agree what I'm finding, you're going to agree 100% that these are definitely being manipulated in different ways on different days. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, here's 2633. Now, I'm going to just pan back out real quick. Real interesting pan. This is what I showed you way up here in the right here in the mountain or the hills here. And the area I want to show you is the one we were concentrating before, where it looked like a doorway / carved out, piece right here. Okay. Here's what looks like that weird doorway. Has almost like a bulkhead to your house, right? If you got the older basement type thing, you get a bulkhead. Well, you got like right here, goes across, and then back down the other side. Now, some of you guys mentioned about this double, almost looks like a double spoon kind of thing. See that? So good eye on that. I seen that, but I just didn't point it out because I was looking at the larger objects, right? And of course, we got this, it looks like a carved out piece. Now, your eyes can play games with you because you can look at it this way too. How about this is like a box that's actually raised off this stone, and they put like a shadow here to hide it, or it's a natural shadow. It doesn't really matter. But you got this piece right here. Now, if this is raised, this part's raised up, so it's a detail sticking out and not carved in, then this looks like it's something rectangular cut out on the side of it. Either way, it's something pretty neat. Now, when you look at this piece here, I want you guys to use this as a reference point because this is important. Right here, you see this weird looking design, if you will, right there? Okay. And some kind of white looking piece right here sticking out just under this rock, right? Here's another reference point. And I don't think I mentioned this last time. This is pretty cool. Look at this right here, this opening. You got what looks like this piece right here. Two circles, two round circles or holes. But look at the weird bracketing or something coming from under that rock to right here. Something's telling me, guys, they're using these rocks and they literally live in them or under them. I'm going to show you that in a minute because it's pretty interesting. We're going to look at way in the back of one of these pans. Pretty cool stuff. Okay. I'm going to back this out just a little bit. Here's our reference point right here. Now, the other one is on his regular pan, not the one he has now. This particular one, a Giga Macro. So this is slightly different, but here we are. Okay. Now, let's go over to that one, back over here. Same place. Now, what happened to this carved out area right here? What happened to it? Where did it go? Completely gone. Now, that part where we seen this, and just so for reference points, again, here's that piece. Right below that, check this out. Suddenly now, this has got some kind of weird bracketing or tubing or something going to this. Now, this is chopped off because this right here at this point, there's an actual stitch line going across this way and going across this way and going up and down. But check that out. It almost looks like tubular kind of thing. Now, what about that piece that was on this side over here? Let me just back out a little bit. Over here. Where did it go? Right here, just so you guys can have an idea. From that point, carved out area, this piece here, now to the lower left, that piece where I showed you what looked like tubing or some kind of bracketing, right? Where did it go? Where's that part right here? I'm not seeing it. Totally different. Now, the only difference is, as you can see, it looks like the skew of the camera, or it's tilted or something like that, compared to this one. Now, I'm just going to jockey back and forth so you guys can see that. See how like this is more up in the air, so it looks like it's been rotated like to the left or to the right, rather. See that? There's not a whole lot of difference in as far as angle-wise, meaning it's not more to the right or a lot more to the left. What it is, though, as you can see, daylight. Daylight, when you look at this supposed rock, this larger one here, you can see there's a bit of a shadow. Look at this one here, it's a lot bigger. Okay? So it tells me the sun was not quite high noon or at least somewhat in the high noon, where this one looks more like it's high noon, okay? All right. Again, why the discrepancies? Even this weird thing right here. Look at the way this almost looks like a bracketing. I'll put it right here in the middle of the screen. Right there. Got these pieces going into here, okay? Look at the way that's set up. It's either encrusted or it's built that way, one of the two, or it's flat-out manipulation, which I think it could be the latter of all. But again, here's our reference points. One at the top, two on the right, just below it, and the third one. And I'm not seeing it. Suddenly, that is supposed to be it right there? Wow. Yeah, that's supposed to be it right there. And where's this piece here, just below that? Gone. Absolutely gone, guys. Nowhere to be found. This is what I'm saying. They're changing up the way they're doing these things, and they're hiding these things big time. Okay? Now, let me show you something interesting I found here, and I'm going to show you just the enhanced part of it, because I actually screenshot it, basically. All right. So now that was 2633. We're going to back out it. We're going to go to 2641 now. Now, let me show you something way up in these hills. And this is pretty cool. Should be right in here. This one's hard to find because it's literally hidden. And it's almost like you can't even find it. Do you guys see it right there in the middle of the screen? Watch this. As we approach it, can anybody tell me what that is? Okay. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of that spaceship that was used in the newer Planet of the Apes, where he flew down. He flew down into the planet, and then check that out. It almost looks like some kind of spacecraft, where you got like it almost looks like an eagle eye. You know, like a statue of an eagle, where it's got the eagle eye right there. But look at the round piece here, all white. There's a line, another line, and another line. There's three lines coming down this, very faint. Okay, goes straight across. It's white, has a straight section, has another straight section, but check that out. I want to zoom in a little bit more so you guys can really see this. Check that out. That, to me, is no rock, no way, no how. Now, let me show you the enhanced version right here. What do you think of that, guys? Let me just zoom into that. There you go. Now, I actually had a version of that where I just took this off so it was all white at the top. The reason why I didn't is because these lines are actually there. There's one here. There's a line there and a line there. This is the reason why I didn't want to take this off and put it all white. There's a reason why this thing is like a multicolored or whatever that thing is, but check that out. Seriously, guys, what is that? And there it is, resting up on the mountain right there. I think it's pretty cool. All right. Let me get over to this part here. Let me just back out. And you can see what this thing is. You can see why it was hidden, right? I mean, it's almost impossible to see that. Look. Let's go back out of the pan. That's crazy, right? This is really weird. Right in this area, back here, you can see this stuff right here. Look, it almost looks like roads going through here, right? And almost looks like, look at this, 90-degree corners. It looks like structures. See that? Or what was structures at one point, right? Almost looks like a road going through there. Now, I'm not saying it is, but it kind of has that look to it. Look at this crap. Really? Look at the patterns they're putting on these now. This is the new way, guys. This is the way they're doing these things now, and it's really crazy. You know, this is something more than just a rock. I can guarantee you that. And look at this piece glowing right here. And this is the funny part. It literally has a square around it. See that? See that glowing piece? It's either reflective or it's glowing. Whatever that is. And there's one other butte here. Let's see if I can't find this thing. You know, that I really found interesting because it's just... Now, can you guys see this one right here? Right smack dab in the middle, right there. Do you guys even see the outline of that? Oh my God, it's just like, you're totally mind-blowing. Symmetrical to the max. What? Look at this. I'm going to zoom in. Look at this right here. On the left-hand side of this thing, goes down like this, has a slight curvature and stops right there. Goes back up, goes across, comes down, and does the same thing on this side. Look at this. Curves. Goes back up, like I said, goes across, and then back down. They're making these things look like mountains. They're not mountains. I don't know what these things are. For all we know, all of these things could be the size of cars for all we know. We don't even have a clue. We're just saying, wow, because it looks like it's mountainous and it looks like it's off in the distance. Clearly, that's got to be mountains. It has to be. That doesn't mean anything. These could be all little pebbles on the ground for all we know, and these are the bigger, larger objects. We don't know that. Let's see if we can find this other one here. This one's pretty cool, too. Way in the back here. Look at this. What? It literally looks like a framework on the top of this. And has almost this rounded piece right there in the back of that. Guys, why the particular areas that have just, manipulated? It makes no damn sense. All right. Back out. Go all the way to the end here. I mean, you can literally see squares right here. Look at this. Outlined very lightly. You can see where they've really taken this stuff out. Oh, my God. But this stuff is right there in your face. Okay. This is the part I want to talk about. This is neat. Look in the back of this. And I'm just going to pan out so you guys can get a reference point. Okay? Okay. Again, we don't know how big these things are. This could be... You could literally walk in this and probably be this tall walking through here. We don't know that. But way off in the distance here, I want you to see this. And this particular, I call it a valley because that's what it looks like. Check this out. I'm seeing structures. I see platforms. I see all kinds of crazy stuff here. And you may say, well, what do you mean? What are you seeing? Well, let's have a closer look. Look at the lines. Lines, I told you guys, are everything. See this? Going across. This one right here has this little piece coming down, goes across. Look at this platform right here. You can see the back line real faint. Comes out darker here in the front. And there's something on top of this with something white right there. See that? Here's the ghosted out parts. This is funny. Look at this. The lines are right there. They're whited out. You can see the whited areas. This is yellow, yellow, and then you get these whited areas right here. These are where the lines are. Now check this out. The reason why I say that I think they're using these rocks or underground is because these things look like they have lids. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Right here, you can see this part sticking up, and right here, it's like this is underground or something's under there, and this thing opens up and closes on top. Now you may go, what the hell? What are you seeing here? Well, right here, this thing has height. And it's got a height right there. Look at this. Right here, there's a wall layer of it, and you're going to see this a lot better in a minute. And it looks like it opens and closes right there. See that? Okay. Check this out. You'll see this right here. It almost looks like this opens and closes a little bit, and you'll see that in a minute. And then we get these other parts way over here. You guys got to love the sky. Look at this. What the hell? Listen, I could take pictures all day long, and it doesn't look like that shit. Nowhere. No way. No how. What is that? I think there's something much larger standing in the back of this, and this is the reason why they're doing this. There's no reason you should see that. None. There's no reason whatsoever you should see that. Okay. So let's keep that picture right there. Okay. Jump into Photoshop, and we'll have a look. Okay. So I tilted it a little bit there, and you can see it right here. You guys can do the same if you got Photoshop. I only just rotated about 3 degrees. Now, what I did was... First of all, I just did the old simple way, which is just, going to brightness and contrast. All I do is run up the contrast all the way. And once it gets too bright, you can do this several times. When it gets too bright, just bring the brightness down, right? Okay. So what I did was I kept the photo this size, and then I started to enhance it. Check this out. Now, let's not go out in this much. Let's go about right here. Okay. Now, you start to see the lines a little bit better. And there you go. Suddenly, this thing here has more height to it. See, it's got sides to it now. And you can start to see these lines, although this is very grainy, and I understand, but that's from bringing up the contrast, dropping the light, doing this several times to bring these lines out. Now, what I also did was went over every line I could possibly find, and I'm going to show you that in a minute, because it's just wild. I think they're structures. So I just kept going with it. And then we went... larger. Okay. Drop the color a little bit. And this is what we got, guys. Look at the lines coming out of these things. Look at this. There's objects all over here. And again, this stuff's set way back. Now, I'm going to do this again. Here's the original. And this is what I started doing. I did this here. Now, this was strictly contrast and then brightness. That's all I did on this. Didn't trace the lines or anything, but I did outline some of the things, and I'll show you in a second. This is what I did. Now, you can see right here, this was pretty neat because when I saw this, it actually has walls to it right here. Goes down like this, and you can see that. But it almost looks like it has like this cover, unless it's just something set behind it, which could very well be. It almost looks like this thing slides right over the top of this, like that, and covers it up. Is that possible? Because of the radiation and everything else. And again, we've got this piece now, right there. This thing actually looks like it opens and closes. See that? What is that? That's cool, and it's crazy at the same time. There's the lines. Check it out. Now, what I did was black and whited it, but I can just add a little color to it right there. And check out the stuff that's in here. I'm going to go from left to right. And you can see this right here. This is sad. Look at this. All these lines in here. Complete crap. Right here. Oh my God. Instead of doing in the sky, and I'll show you that in a minute, being vertical, they did them horizontal. So that's the new manipulation, guys. Expect to see that in the new rover photos. Yeah, pretty sad. Okay. Now, make it black and white. You know, like I said, even this here, way in the back, you can see this piece. And all of these other pieces sticking out. Wow. And again, it always looks like it's into the mountainside or just under it somehow. Is it possible they use it like a camouflage? And that's just the way they lived. They had most of their stuff underground. And this is the reason why we're seeing a lot of these things peeking out of the bottom of rocks. Well, maybe these things were one piece at one time, and then it became, you know, this catastrophe or whatever happened to the planet, nuclear war, whatever it was. It blown it to hell, and this is the reason why we can see bits and pieces through in between these rocks or rock layering. Give me your thoughts on that. And like I said, when you go from this piece right here, and then, boom, completely whited out. And but yet you can see the lines there, guys. You can see them right there. Oop, I went a little too high, but that's beside the point. You can see the straight lines. You can see the lines going like this here to the back. I can see this pretty darn good. Stay right on the lines, but I'm going to try. This goes back like this, and this has... This goes up, and of course it goes over to the other side because I believe it's rounded, and it has like it's almost like it's a cover. See that? So there is objects in these photos. I believe we're seeing structures in the back. I believe that's exactly what we're seeing. Right there. And funny enough, if I do this, look at that. That's supposed to be in front of these mountains. Really? Why do we have a pattern in front of it? This is a manipulation. Plain and simple. And again, this is way back, set way back here. I don't think these things are that big, guys. I think what we're seeing here is things that we'd see like the size of a small house or a vehicle of some sort. I don't think these are large at all. And I know that sounds far-fetched, but if you could see the rover, which it doesn't look like it's that far from where this thing, in other words, you can see the rock right here. It's pretty close, right? Right there. Okay, and they're pretty clear, right? Pretty decent. Oh, I love that rock. Look at that. Half gray, half tan. Oh, yeah, that's natural. Some crazy things in there. But what I'm saying is it looks like it's right here, and it's looking off in the distance. And if that rock is right there, not far from the rover, you could literally stand right here. This would be your head. I'm going to put it right here. Your feet would be right here. You'd probably be standing right over this rock. You could pick the rock up and walk around with it. Right over to here. Drop it right here. And it's really just walk down and go over to these things. I don't think they're that big at all, guys. I really don't. I think there's structures all lined up or some kind of vehicles of some sort or something. Look at the way, again, look at the way these things are. Boom, boom, boom. They're all in a row. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at this one way in the back. Slopes up like this here, comes back down, has this back to it here. Really? Look at this right here. What is that? It's like kind of like ghosted out right there. Look at this. Oh yeah, that's natural. Now I'm not saying there can't be striations and, you know, different erosion parts of a rock, but every one of these things slope down in the front. Why? Why do they all slope down in the front? Every one of them. Look at slope. The one right next to it. See how they try to blend it, but there's one here, one here, one here, one here. They look like, and I've always said this as an analogy, it looks like cars in a car lot. They're all lined up. How is that possible? And of course, we get that weird thing right there. That to me, no way, no how. That is mechanical, technology, whatever it may be, but it's not a rock. No way. But of course, you guys can give me your take on it. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think. Drop a comment, drop your thoughts below. As always, please like and share, always appreciated. And guys, yeah, we are going to do that hangout, the live hangout, Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. So if any of you guys have not caught the hangout, look for it live. Just make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit that bell, that notification bell, so you'll see this every time we go live. So if you haven't joined the live hangout, do so. I think you guys will enjoy it. You can ask questions. We can interact. We have a great time on there. All good people. Check it out. And like I said, we're going to switch it up. We went from Saturday. We were at Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to do it Friday evenings, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Join us then. Guys, I got more Mars coming up, and I do have some more Moon. And I was talking about some other moon videos, some other different moons. So we're going to be on top of those as well. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Always appreciated. And I'll see you in the next video.